Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. The games have officially begun. Woo! Well, SheBelieves has officially begun. It's the first time they've gone up against Colombia and there hasn't been fistfights. Yeah. No, there hasn't been a brawl. No, just kidding.
Practically, because I saw this, maybe I'll put it up. Last time they played Colombia, we remember Alex Morgan and Trinity Rodman kind of going at it. And then they posted again the time before that they played Colombia. Ashley Hatch and Christy Mewis both wanted to have a fight with Colombia. So none of that tonight, which was good to see. But how's it going, everyone? Timestamps down below. But big win. I'm going to have Sara read the headline.
Ali Centaur's Rocket seals U.S. Women's National Team's 2-0 win versus Colombia in SheBelieves Cup. A goal in each half, one from Caicedo Macario and the second, Ali Sentnor, sealed the results against Colombia Thursday in Houston.
Yeah, two big goals. Ali Sentnor is a star. That goal she had, a rocket. And then Cat Macario right here, it says Cat Macario scores her first U.S. Women's National Team goal since April 12th, 2022. So big time, big news, very exciting. It just had a good feeling in the air.
Dang, that's 3 years practically.
She looked great. I mean, the whole team just gelled really well. And I think that has to go back to what Emma Hayes is doing and is continuing to doing, bringing on a lot of people, rotating the starting lineup, but rotating in a smart way and also giving younger players a chance. Going into this match, first and foremost, Emily Sonnett's 100 cap ceremony. Woo! Her facials were the best. I saw like a whole bunch of pictures of, and I don't know if it's like she's trying to be funny or if that's just like
she's a meme.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a meme. But it looked like her twin sister was there and her mom and dad and a baby. Sara said she wondered if she was going to hard launch with somebody at the the ceremony.
That would be iconic if you just bring,
somebody.
You bring somebody, your significant other, and you kiss them and just like, oh, is this a hard launch?
I would have loved that. It didn't happen, but that would have been awesome. Also, like we talked about before, a couple new names, Lindsey Heaps and Lynn Beindolo. So a couple new names. And then someone said Sophia Smith, she got married and she's going to be Sophia Wilson. I don't know if I saw an official announcement of that. It's kind of the theme for this year too. So
very in fashion.
Yeah. But going up against Colombia, now team, as we know, they're a bit physical, and some people say they're physical, edging on the line of being a little too physical, if you know what I'm saying. So sometimes that line does get crossed. I thought in this game they were definitely aggressive, but I thought the yellow cards did come out at the end. But at halftime, Lindsey Horan spoke to the ref, and she even said during the halftime show, "Hey, I told the ref someone's gonna get hurt out here." Luckily, the only player that really got hurt was the Colombian player. She went down hard, and I don't know if they ended up stretching her off. I don't think they did, but she did not come back into the game. But we know Colombia. Ramirez, Linda Caicedo, Lacey Santos. They have a tough team. I think they said 7 players play in Europe, and I think they say 4 players play in the NWSL. But they are a tough team. Going to this match, even during the broadcast, Julie Foudy said she expected a little more from them. But like we heard on the broadcast too, they get paid $80 a day, opposed to for one game, the U.S. women's national players are going to be paid $18,000 if they win for one game. In comparison, the Colombian players will be paid $80. Doesn't matter if they win or lose, $80.
That's insane.
And then someone brought up a good point, is that why doesn't SheBelieves pay participants to participate in the tournament? I don't know if that is a normal thing to do or if that's more like we should start doing it, but to have some players being played $18,000 for one game opposed to another team paying their players $80, I mean, that disparity is mind-boggling. How is that even fair, to be honest?
How is that ish even legal?
I know. When you put that into context, the fact that they're so good with zero money, obviously we know players that play in Europe and players who play in the NWSL, they do get paid. And that's not the problem. The problem isn't that they get paid, but there's only a handful of players who are getting paid money, and the other players who maybe are playing somewhere else aren't being played as much, / it's not a consistent amount per player for these national games. So there is a big conversation that needs to happen there. Yeah, going to this game, and obviously we saw Lily Yohannes got her first start as a U.S. Women's National Team player. McKeown got a start. What we saw tonight, it's players that haven't necessarily played together. It's not necessarily players that have historically played together, done anything, but they played so well together. A lot of people saying this midfield worked so well. They were even saying this midfield, the way they worked together, made Lindsey Horan. It really worked for Heaps. It really worked for the way Lindsey Heaps plays. So a lot of positives coming from here. Cat Macario in the 33rd minute, beautiful goal. And then in the 60th minute, Ellie Sentnor. I mean, this was a gorgeous goal from distance, hard shot. I mean, I have not seen a more beautiful goal. I don't know. It's just gorgeous. She's so good. She is the future. I mean, between her, Lily Yohannes, other people. I
like the other people.
I'm just thinking of the really young people. I mean, the future looks as bright as can be for the team. Also, we saw first senior caps from Giselle. I always want to call her Gisela, but I think it's just Giselle Thompson. And Michelle Cooper, we saw caps from. Great to see that. First goal from Ellie Sentnor. But I feel like this happens a lot when people get their first caps or whatnot, or their first starts. They score a lot. I don't know if it's just beginners' luck. This happens a lot. I want to see a statistic on this. But yeah, so happy for Kat. She looked great. You know, tearing her ACL, first goal in 3 years. So excited. We're gonna read some comments, but so many positives. Okay, I'm just going to read some comments.
OMG Yohannes, even before the goal, best on the field, no turnovers, no dives, always attacking when prudent, tracks back, can't say enough about her. Horan has hit the deck 37 times already.
Okay, so I didn't realize it said, well, you know what? I don't know who they're talking about. I'm not sure who Horan is.
That's true. I don't know who she is.
Lindsey did go down a bunch, but that comment wasn't about Lindsey. It was more about Lily.
The 11 actually did well. Sentnor was fire emoji. Allie Lily Cat. I like that. That should be a name. Allie Lily Cat. Are you serious? Ugh, so good. And Sentnor and Yohannes were incredible.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about those players. It just worked really well.
What an absolute rocket. What a lovely goal from a special player who keeps getting better every game. So many fire emojis. Whoa, yeah. This team's on fire. We need to call the fire department because, they're on fire.
Emma has not lost a game as the coach of the national team. Are they unbeatable? That's the question.
I'm knocking on wood just in case. No.
Now, SheBelieves is going to continue on Sunday, and they're going to play Australia at 4 p.m. our time. But they're going to play Australia now. Unfortunately, Australia did not have a great game against Japan tonight. Sarah and I caught the most of the game. I would say we started playing it after it was like 1-0. You know, talking about a team on the other end of the spectrum that is having issues. I actually read this, and I'm going to have Sarah read it because it was not a great game.
Matildas humbled by exceptional Japan in SheBelieves Cup opener. The Matildas have fallen to a dour 4-0 defeat to Asian rivals Japan in the opening SheBelieves Cup clash in Houston. Japan, ranked 7 in the world, comprehensively outplayed their AFC rivals, highlighting an enormous technical gulf in class between the two sides. It wasn't good enough, Ellie Carpenter told Paramount Plus after the match. It was a bad performance from us. In a horror performance, Australia failed to generate a single shot on target throughout the match. The first shot from an Australian boot came as late as the 87th minute when substitute Charlie Grant hit the crossbar.
Yeah, it wasn't great, and it was actually a really rough outing for them. This is another headline I saw. I'm have to read this.
Miserable Matildas handed heaviest ever defeat by Japan.
Because two things can be true. Matildas played not great, but Japan also played great. Both things can be true, and that's kind of what happened. Japan played really well, but the Matildas also did not play well. A lot is going on over there. Their coach is actually their interim coach, so they don't even really have a coach yet. Big 4-0 defeat.
No. LOL at our defender who gets no minutes, being the only one brave enough to take a shot. Credit to Charlie. And then someone says, Charlie Grant played very well today. And this other comment says, I'm not sure what has happened to this team. Same girls, but no energy, no chemistry, nothing. These substitutions for the most part were confusing. Exception Charlie. These girls need to be taken to a long camp to remember they actually know how to and like playing together. And then someone said, I'm sure they would have loved a long camp, but most literally finished a club game and went straight to the airport. Yeah, that could be part of it too.
Yeah, because a lot of the Australian players either came from Europe or came from Australia. A lot of the American players, some of them came from Europe, but most of them were already based in America getting ready in their NWSL season. So that has a big part of it as well. Because them playing together, and I think, every team hits a rough patch, and it seems like Australia is hitting one right now with their coaching changes. And then somebody also said this.
I think people fail to understand how dominant Japan is when it comes to women's football. That is the same team that tore the Spanish team apart in the group stage of the World Cup. This was always going to be a tough ask, but they did completely outplay us all over the park, so a lot to work on for sure.
Yeah, and Japan has a that comment said, a world-class team. They have stars on their team. Tanaka, Hermano, great team. And then someone goes, sack the coach, he has no tactics. And then someone goes, can't sack a coach when we don't have a coach.
Good point.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. I think so much of the success right now for the U.S. women's national team is directly coming from Emma Hayes. Some people might not agree with all the decisions she's making, but she really is making decisions and has tactics. The Australian fans thing, I'm sure most people who are from Australia just say, hey, you hit a bump in the road, Australia's going to play. I believe the way it's going to work is Australia is going to play. And the moment I'm saying that, I just said America's going to play Australia on Sunday. Is it going to be tough for Australia to play America? Yes, but they could win. I mean, anything could happen. And Ellie Carpenter even said, like Sara read, they didn't play well. That's not the kind of performance they want to give. They have to refocus. So they know what's going on. And then some people were saying, hey, maybe Mackenzie Arnold wasn't up to the task today. I will say I read this on a comment. Mackenzie Arnold was looking into the sun the first half of the match. And when you're looking into the sun, you can't see anything. Obviously, you see what you can see, but that definitely can impact you. The goal that looked pretty sloppy was in the 32nd minute. I believe it was Kennedy and Hunt. They kind of had a miscommunication, kind of bashed into each other. That didn't look great, but one loss and you have a loss and you move on. And some people were even saying they don't know if they're going to qualify for the World Cup now because of this. Now, that might be being a little bit too panicky, but so there's a lot going on over there. Also, they released their new kits. I really like them. I saw some discourse that some people said they didn't like them. I thought they look great. I like how bright they are. I don't know if it's a throwback to another team, but they released those. They look great. But yeah, fun night. SheBelieves day 1 next night is going to be on Sunday, so we will see what happens there. We'll be back. The Nations Cup over in Europe is playing right now. England plays Spain or Portugal tomorrow. I forget who now, but they play. So we'll see what happens there, Sarah. I don't know if there's any way to stream those games, the England game, but if there's a way, we will be watching those games. Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.